Welcome to today's Pray Podcast.
Welcome to today's Pray Podcast.
We recommend that anybody listening to this podcast does not attempt or try any of the events performed in this series. These events are performed by professionals and should not be tried at home. I repeat, should not be tried at home. How's everybody doing?
Well, right now I think they're cautious.
Yeah.
I'd say they're wondering what is going to happen in this episode. And I just want to remind everyone that we are professional podcasters. This is episode, 68?
Proud to be equal. Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, one of our clips has over 100,000 views. So, how much money we're going to get Facebook?
I don't think it works like that.
Actually, if we would sign up, all you have to do is sign up to try to get monetized, and within 30 days, if you get so many views on your videos, then you do start to get monetized.
Huh.
So if we were starting to see ourselves getting consistent with the amount of views we're getting, we would just sign up, make sure we keep going, get monetized, and then we do get a certain amount of dollars per whatever.
Per view?
Per view, it's like
even if it was
a certain amount of money per. It's not amount. It's amount of money per so many views.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would totally be into getting a penny per view. I also think that we should continue to let everybody know we do have room for sponsors. There have been a couple in and out who want to be on and couldn't make it work. I think the more we promote our sponsors, that's a great way for us to get local names out there. So if anybody's interested in getting a sponsor on here, a commercial, we would love to have it. We would love to say anything you want. You literally don't even have to have a business. You could play it as a prank to us, give us a little bit of money, and we will say anything you want for a podcast. It's literally...
Here's what we could do. Literally any one of our listeners, let's say let's just go the route of they don't have a business. They really have nothing they want to promote. Do you want to make up a fake business or just a fake commercial, record your voice, send it to us, and then we'll just play it on here without even hearing it?
Or you can write us a script and we'll say crazy shit like all white paint is made out of lice livers.
Yeah.
And that got 100,000 views.
Yeah. And our ghostwriter did a horrible job with that.
Yeah. Secret ghostwriter guy who's writing all our stuff.
That was hired by our
producer. Fuck off.
Ooh,
dirty secret.
The guy that was hired by our producer. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, that's what we got. We got rid of our producer. We got a new guy. He's probably going to be starting episode 80 or so. So right now we're on our own. So
yeah, the ghostwriter, he ghost rode his dick all the way into
hell.
Our hells.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I say our hells, I mean our butts.
Yeah, I mean he knew how to get us views, but he also knew how to get us in trouble with everyone in the age range of 35 to dead.
Yeah. Yeah. All the stuff that our ghostwriter writes for us gets taken off of TikTok.
Yeah. Because we say dick too much.
Honestly, I can't stop saying dick.
I can't stop saying dick, and I won't stop saying. Honestly, pussy's a new word for me, and I'm kind of liking it. It's like within the past few months, we started saying it more.
I know.
And it's like a bad word.
I know, it's funny.
It's a bad word. Like, I want everyone out there to realize that that's not really like a word we use a lot. It's just fuck.
It's funny.
Wait.
It's funny because it's mean.
It's just foul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew I could make that noise like that. It's such a pure.
That's a very high-pitched whistle. I'm sure a deaf dog down the street could hear that.
I think deaf dogs feel it.
Feel it in the plums.
Yeah. Deaf people love bass. Fact.
Okay. Does a deaf person fall in love with a band's voice, the frequency of the voice, or do they fall in love with the bass?
I would say
or the drums.
Normal people, yeah, that's what I'm going. That's where I'm headed. Normal people fall in love with the singer because they got a lot of treble and they have treble in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And people who are deaf fall in love with that drummer because they're speaking their language of love. That's like drums. Drums are like the Braille of music.
Unfortunately, in real life, some deaf people fall in love with serial killers. Hence the guy on Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
I haven't finished that episode yet.
You want me to tell you?
No, don't tell me. I know he dies.
Okay.
Everybody says that episode is heartbreaking, which if anybody out there is listening right now, if you're listening to this in the future and not currently, the new Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix is great. It's pretty harsh. There's an episode where there's a deaf guy and he gets picked up by Jeffrey Dahmer. I haven't finished it yet. I don't know what happens, but apparently that motherfucker in real life dies. So I'm trying not to make too many jokes about it, but in the episode, apparently it's pretty heartbreaking. So if you want to get your heart broke.
Yeah. I ended on the end of that episode and I want you to, you're kind of killing me.
A little more words and less teeth.
You're kind of killing me with it.
Why?
Because
Jeffrey Dahmer killing you. Die.
Oh, no. I like to eat your heart.
I'm killing you. I'm literally eating your heart out of your body.
Yeah. Dude, that's so lame, dude. Nobody's ever eaten somebody. It's totally fabricated.
Dude, I got a question for you.
Just kidding, by the way.
A lot of people are getting busted now. Famous rappers and musicians are getting I don't know if they're getting canceled, but they're getting critiqued pretty hard by the internet for making Jeffrey Dahmer references because people are like, oh shit, Jeffrey Dahmer was actually really serious. And now we're going to yell at these artists who used his name in reference to eating. I'm wondering if right now, if I go, Jeffrey Dahmer was a crazy, interesting killer. I'm wondering if we're going to get canceled in the future for saying that.
No, you won't get canceled for that, but you would get canceled for this. Jeffrey Dahmer, you are crazy cool.
Well, I wonder what other things we could get canceled for our Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer, you are hot.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to kill me.
Not going to lie, in the series, in Jeffrey Dahmer's show,
he looks cool.
Sweaty?
He's cool, man.
Almost converted me.
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen you sweaty, never even thought about becoming gay.
Yeah.
Seen him sweaty, I was like, kill me.
Honestly. Maybe it's just Evan Peters. He makes him so attractive.
Yeah. But here it is. I think that it's Jeffrey Dahmer that I want to kill me. No, it's Evan Peters.
Yeah. Honestly. Hey, Evan Peters, you're going to slay us.
Yeah. Slay our ass.
We're here. How about a little more work?
No, not on me. In me.
No, we're talking right now. This is like the exact kind of thing that people say. And then
they shouldn't do that.
And then 20 years later, they're like, they dig it up and they're like, canceled.
I can't believe they said that. Well, you know what? I don't want to be the president. I don't give a fuck. I'm not running for office.
We ain't running for politics.
We ain't running for politics.
No.
Dude, we don't give a shit. Dude,
if somebody doesn't want to get tattooed by me because I said in a joking fashion that Jeffrey Dahmer is hot in the show, then fuck them.
Yeah, honestly. I hope someone brings that up. I'm going to pray tonight over it.
You're going to pray?
First time in a long time, I'm going to pray about Neil's by my bed, and I'm going to be like, please, Lord, please have someone message Jake about how he thinks Jeffrey Dahmer is super hot and he wants to be converted into a gay by Jeffrey Dahmer.
This is today's pray on today's pray.
Please, Lord, have Jake turn gay and he wants to bang Jeffrey Dahmer, but he gets killed first. Amen.
Today's pray on today's pray.
Amen. Got killed and eaten hearts.
Please, Lord, tell Poppy to just stop being such a mean guy and maybe give Jeffrey Dahmer a chance. Jeffrey Dahmer's a hot guy. And just maybe, if Poppy uses his imagination, he could become a hot guy too. Amen.
Please, Lord, convince Jake that I'm really hot and that I don't need to be any hotter like Jeffrey Dahmer. Amen.
Ooh, dirty secret.
Auga!
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. See, what's his name? What's his name in the series that does Jeffrey Dahmer?
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters. Oh, my God. Auga!
Handsome guy. American Horror Story star.
Hey,
That's a mouthful.
I'll tell you something right now. His wet nipples.
What was that?
His wet nipples. Auga!
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but now I am. But now I'm not. It's just like it's like a switch. I'm like, "Ugh."
Well, I think
We all have tendencies.
I think that all. I think
There's a
that-
spectrum of emotion here going on.
I think you being able to turn your gay switch on and off shows a lot of mental strength.
And bisexuality.
Yeah, you're just able to flip it on and off. I think it shows that you are in control of yourself.
Or not.
No, you are.
Maybe it's not that I am turning it on and off. Maybe my brain is turning it on and off for me.
Maybe it's a way.
Subconsciously, and I'm just like, I'm kind of running with it. It's like it happens, so I'd say it's happening.
Yeah.
But it's actually happening to me, not because of me.
Well, maybe it's one of those things where when you start feeling it, the harder you run with it, the sooner it'll be over.
Yeah.
So you gotta freaking just ram it into the ground,
Yeah.
and then it's done.
No, not on me, in me.
You know what I'm saying? But
Ram it in.
maybe it'll never be done.
I'm going to say this.
Okay, say it. Hey, cheers me. Ting.
Ting tong. Wait. Nope. Okay. Okay. So, let's talk about the first episode. First couple episodes that we both have seen. I don't want to talk about the deaf episode because honestly, the reason it's so good, the deaf episode, by the way, that you'll see, is it's so good because it's very quiet. Because they give you the illusion of not being able to hear like he does. He can't really hear very well. Like, obviously you can't hear at all, but I'm saying you don't hear very much in the whole episode. There's moments where like the music like gets dimmed down and you kind of just have the bass part, which he can feel. So that's cool. But let's go back to the original episode, like first couple episodes. Do you find it more disturbing than any other serial killer show? Yes or no?
No. The way that Jeffrey Dahmer, that show is filmed in the same way that all the weird artsy movies that I like. Like there's no really like upside to it all.
Right.
It's all a little depressing. I don't know. I like how how that show is filmed.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, let's say it's not, we're going to say for just the sake of talking about it, so we can kind of separate ourselves from real history on the show.
All right. For the Jake of talking about it, let's save ourselves.
Okay.
Go.
Let's save ourselves for marriage.
Yes. For the
Jeffrey
Jake
Dahmer.
of talking about the show, let's save ourselves from marriage and stay virgins.
You promise?
Yeah, dude. Skin it.
I feel kind of like I cheated there, but
Well, that's okay. Let's go back to Jeffrey Dahmer, though.
so you don't think that this serial killer series is more disturbing than basically every other serial killer series that's happened so far?
No.
That's surprising. Because I know people that have actually gotten nauseous watching the first episode and stopped.
Oh, it's rough.
But
All the close-ups.
okay, so it's not worse than the Ted Bundy stuff.
No, it is.
Okay.
I'm saying it hasn't shocked me. I feel like I've watched a lot of like weird movies, like the serial
Okay.
killer movies.
Not movies. I'm talking about serial killers.
Yeah,
Is it the worst one?
it's pretty rough. Have you ever seen A House That Jack Built? That's a movie, and it hits harder than Jeffrey Dahmer has so far. But I haven't seen all of Jeffrey
Is
Dahmer.
it about a serial killer?
Yes.
Is it about a real one?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this series, based on true events, is more disturbing than any other true serial killer show out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the reason that is because there are other serial killer shows where it's like random people or a guy kills like women after banging them, which is like, that's kind of like the main serial killer people like that people realize. Like there's a serial killer, he sneaks into women's places, and it's awful, obviously. It makes me extremely uncomfortable, but kills a lady, bangs her, or vice versa, and then skedaddles, right? That's like what we are used to seeing on these shows. Then all of a sudden, it's a guy, gay guy, going after other gay guys of the same age, basically, and of the same physique in a way. Like he's actually attracted to them, so they're in good shape in the show. And he overpowers them and kills them. That is what gets me. Because myself, I have never felt the fear of, like, I'm not gay, but like, let's say we'll just say, yeah, I fear that I'm going to get, like, I've never felt fear for getting raped before. So I think this is like a dude wake-up call.
For all dudes.
For dudes, like, hey, this is kind of like what women feel like on any given night out going out drinking.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of what they have to watch out for, is a Jeffrey Dahmer dude.
That's something that I didn't realize until recently as well. When girls go out, they are walking around with their keys in their knuckles in case they have to punch somebody because they're worried about being sexually assaulted. When they're getting in their cars, they're constantly checking. They're not constantly, but like they get in their cars, they check their back seat, they check the person. Like they're worried about this stuff, and that's not something that a normal white male or any male really has to or really thinks about.
Right.
But I never really, and that's like a new in the past couple of years. It's something I never realized.
Well, I've always known that,
but now because of Jeffrey Dahmer, we're like, oh shit. Somebody could be trying to
you could be
kill us and eat us and bang us.
So not only could it be that extreme, but I'm saying like I think the show is more eerie towards dudes because it's like, oh shit, because it's like kind of a wake up call to them in their brain. Like this could happen to me.
Whoa.
One, and then,
dude. I just thought of something extremely controversial.
Okay.
Could Jeffrey Dahmer's killings back in the day be the wake-up call that keeps men safe in the future?
Gay dudes, probably.
Well, any dude who wants, if you get tricked by another dude.
It is now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's another version. It's another wake-up call. And like, it's crazy because obviously he's drugging him. Like he's not like just fighting a dude. Then
he's giving him a lot of ibuprofen.
Right. He's not just.
They don't have a headache, but they're falling asleep.
Absolutely. It's the best sleep they ever had. Yikes. Have you ever had NyQuil?
Ooh, dirty secret.
It's when he kills someone in the show, it's the sleep that keeps on sleeping.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, when he kills somebody in the show, they don't wake up with a soul the next day. Their soul floats to heaven.
Or calf meat.
Yeah. He does love calf sandwiches.
I think it's more just in the show, okay? I know it's real. I know it's pretty close to what the show is. But I'm saying the show itself is, what it says to me is that it is more eerie thinking about some guy tricking someone to come home or go to a bathhouse or whatever it is, which we don't have those anymore. This isn't the YMCA. I think that would be a better version of the YMCA, by the way. Were you saying it that way?
The YMCA.
Give me the YM motherfucking MCA. YM motherfucking MCA. YMMCA.
Honestly, I do like that better. YM fucking CA.
YM
It's like, why am I fucking CA?
Why am I fucking CA, dude? What are you, the FBI? But yeah, it's like,
can I get an EKG at the YMCA? Somebody call the FBI.
All right, give me on PBS.
Turn on the TV.
Oh man,
turn on PBS on the TV. There's an EKG at the YMCA.
TBS, very funny.
ASAP. I don't know how we got on that.
But what I'm trying to get to is, now that I've had 2 beers extremely quick and I'm trying to talk about something semi-serious, is that it's very creepy.
Ooh, dirty secret.
It's very creepy that a guy is overpowering another guy of the same stature, frame, everything, and killing this guy. And that's like what he's going after. He's not going he did there's like a little boy in it. Understand that. Like, okay, that's not one of those. But he does go after like just other dudes that he's attracted to.
He's overpowering them.
But he's doing it with drugs, but there are moments in the show where they're not drugged.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to freaking bash the guy over head with a hammer or whatever, or anything. And so now that I'm watching this, and I was actually talking to a customer of mine today, he's a gay man, and he said he couldn't finish the show. He couldn't finish the first episode because it creeped him out so hard, because it hit home double for him. And I don't know how these women watch normal serial killer shows when pretty much it's about them getting killed the whole time.
Yeah. People,
like women that look just like them, and they're watching it and they're like, oh man, I'm just eating it up. And then there's like the John Wayne Gacy stuff where there's a show on that where it's like little boys and stuff, which is awful. But then this is like just a normal dude. There's a normal dude dancing in a bar. It was a gay bar, but normal dudes just dancing in bars, and they're getting got.
Yeah.
And that like gets us, like, it starts to make us feel a certain way. How do women watch these shows all the time? Like, I understand obviously the fear in real life and all these other things that you have to be careful of, because there's freaking creeps out there everywhere in the whole world. There's so many serial killers that have probably never been caught. But how are they watching this shit?
Yeah. It's like maybe they've just been so accustomed to how like attacked they've always been, and it just like build up a callus of that, as to where like your everyday guy now is like, oh shit, there was a predator on us, and that's like a straight white male has to worry about that kind of stuff, and they've never had to deal with that before. It's like, oh god, that literally could happen. This I think all of this is all just a ploy. I think everybody should do jujitsu. If you don't want to get got by Jeffrey Dahmer or a Jeffrey Dahmer type, don't take drugs, don't take a drink from a stranger, and also learn jujitsu. Because I promise you, Jeffrey Dahmer climbs on top of me, he's getting Kimura'd, and probably I'm gonna sweep him, step over him, and I'm gonna freaking rip his arm off, man.
Yeah, dude.
Jeffrey Dahmer's gonna get his arm ripped out. Jay Garden. For real.
I'm more scared of that face than I am of Jeffrey Dahmer right now. Jesus Christ.
Dirty secret.
Oh my God. But
Jeffrey Dahmer's gonna get got.
One thing that I can give to all straight men that listen to this podcast is, no, not on me, in me. Just kidding. One thing, gotcha, motherfucker. No, one thing I can tell straight men that actually listen to this podcast is that just as long as you don't take a drink from a random person, which you probably don't because you're straight and no one has ever given you something for free in a bar in your whole fucking life, you're safe. You're safe.
Okay, what would you say?
Watch out, gay guys. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's honestly.
And that's because you don't want them to get got.
No, I don't want them to get got.
What you said a little bit ago is another scary thing. There's probably so many serial killers that haven't been caught. And a crazy thing about that is, if Jeffrey Dahmer is the killer who got caught, this is back in the day, and it took took a while to get him caught. Is he a dumb serial killer? Are there smart serial killers out there? There's got to be.
Oh, they're not. I think the dumb, like, serial killers, those are the dumb ones that we have movies on.
Yeah. They're the reckless ones. I think the Jeffrey Dahmer show, from how graphic it is and how like dramatized it is, I think there will be shows like the Jeffrey Dahmer one about like the other ones, like John Wayne Gacy and The Night Stalker, and the ones that are already on Netflix. I think there will be more dramatizations about those ones now from this. Like they do the documentaries on them, but I think there will be like the more.
Well, did you watch Dahmer? My Friend Dahmer?
Yes.
My Friend Dahmer's great. I like that one. That's a little easier to swallow because it's the origin story, basically. Yeah. I just looked up how many active serial killers that haven't been caught right now are in the U.S. At all times. At all times, okay? This is like obviously an estimate because they haven't caught them, and you know they're always putting puzzle pieces together and lines to dots. The FBI estimates that there are between 25 and 50 active serial killers in the United States at any given time.
Dang.
Okay? And then it gives me a name of one. And then I also see an article. Look at this ad that I get. So it shows a road sign that says "This way Denver" for 70 east and west. And it's the Denver prostitute killer. But then look at the ad. I'm going to show
Fizzlefax.com.
Mature audience only. Let's see if it'll. I guess World Atlas really likes track stars.
You know what that tells me?
Mm-hmm.
If it's an article about the Denver prostitute killer,
yeah,
and then the next ad is for mature audience only from Fizzlefact.com with a model with big boobs on the thing.
Yeah.
What that tells me is somebody in Denver is running that article, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They're connected to the serial killer because they put that ad with the big boob chick up there. Because they want you to click on it, because somebody who clicks on a chick on an ad with a big boob chick on there are more likely to get a prostitute.
Yeah.
So if back it up a little bit.
So this article is trying to catch them?
Yes. So the Denver prostitute killer, the DPK, if he's Googling himself. He's Googling himself. Oh my gosh, I'm the Denver prostitute killer. Oh, wait a minute. Mature audiences only?
Oh, right here.
Let's see if I can find a prostitute on there to kill next. Click on it. Oh, fuck, I'm going to kill Jenny here. Boom, Jenny's an FBI agent. You're busted.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you think? Ooh, dirty secret.
I think you're onto something. I think right here it says...
I can feel it on my tongue.
The Denver prostitute killer loves to Google himself. Gotcha, bitch.
Ah.
No, just kidding. But there's the West Mesa bone collector.
West Mesa?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the heck that
The
means.
Zodiac Killer. We've seen pictures of him.
Yeah.
And it's the same freaking ad over and over again. Long Island serial killer. That guy got. Honestly, if I was a serial killer, I would hate that. Long Island. You're named after a drink.
Honestly, that would suck.
Yeah, I'm a Long Island serial killer.
Hi,
if it's freaking down in these Long Islands, motherfucker.
I'm Jake the beer serial killer. It's kind of boring.
But it's not Jake the beer serial killer. You're just the beer serial killer.
Yeah, the burial killer.
Auga! Wait. Beer? No, not on me. In me.
What would your serial killer name be?
Okay.
The Magnolia Wolf Killer.
Well, the thing is like if you're gonna be a serial killer, like we're just playing the game of what our names would be. basically I wouldn't kill people around here if I did. So I wouldn't be the Morgantown serial killer. That would be boring as fuck.
Thank God.
So I would go out of state and figure it out. So
I'd go to Terrality.
It's one of those things. I'd be the buckwheat serial killer. Banging these buckwheat cake baddies. And freaking wop, wop, wop. Preston County, motherfucker. The less teeth, the more stabs you get. No, man, like, it's just one of those things you don't get to pick your name, and it's a shame because he probably calls himself something.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
He's probably like, I'm the thoracic spine eater killer.
Yeah,
but he's just Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, they don't even get to call him Jeffrey Dahmer. It's not even Jeffrey Dahmer that gets to do that. It's like, I'm Wolf Satan. And they're like,
Wolf Satan. Dude, Wolf Satan is fucking cool. That's a band name. Wolf Satan?
Wolf Satan. That's the first
Dude,
thing I thought of.
Scratch serial killer name. That's a band name. Yo.
Wolf Satan.
Hey, everybody collect your money together. We're all going to get a group together. We're going to go see Wolf Satan on Friday night. They're performing their new hit single, Wolf Cry.
Oh, God. Dude, they're like, I want to be named Wolf Satan. And then they're like, the pixie dust killer killed another one today.
I saw an article on the internet that was like,
the fairy godfather has got another one.
We should start naming the serial killer something really fucking stupid and silly.
And then they'll call in and be like, I'm not that. I'm Wolf Satan.
It's like, no, you're the fucking tiny shrivel dicks killer.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, man, the Denver prostitute killer, that's not your name. Your name is
the Pussy Daisy Killer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The current serial killers who are out right now,
yeah.
I'm going to call them all out.
Yeah. So the Denver prostitute killer, you're the
Pussy Daisy Killer.
The West Mesa bone collector,
tampon eating pussy bitch killer. The Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer, I think, is actually dead in real life. I saw a movie about it. I love how in the police sketch, his ears are really drawn detailed. The Zodiac Killer is probably
they only saw him from the side.
The broccoli sniffer killer.
Yeah.
That's not a, yeah. The Long Island serial killer, you are more like the rail vodka serial killer.
You're more like the lemon drop serial killer. Freaking pussy ass bitch.
Well, turns out on the article you just showed me, that's the only.
Oh my God.
But basically just calling all of them out.
Okay, here's 9 current active serial killers.
That's okay. I don't even give a
Long
fuck
Island.
about them. I don't want to give them attention because that's what serial killers want, aside from getting their rocks off from killing.
Okay, this one, whoever made up this name right here of this serial killer literally did exactly what we're doing right now. He's like, I'm not going to give him a cool name. I'm going to give him a bitch-ass name. Brazil's Rainbow Maniac.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm not afraid of that guy at all.
And it's tricking us all. He's killing everybody. And we call him the Rainbow Maniac. They actually did him a favor. Nobody's scared of him. He's like, hi, I'm Brazil's Rainbow Maniac. They're like, whatever. And then they get killed.
I'm losing this information in my brain right now. Do you know the average age of Jeffrey Dahmer's killer, like of the people he killed? Do you know the average age?
I can Google it right now if you'd like. I don't.
Go ahead and Google it.
It'll probably be
real
around
quick.
his age.
Go ahead and Google it for me real quick because what I'm thinking is, when you're in your younger 20s or early adulthood, you're just different. You're just stupid and dumb and young, and you just don't have any experience. And I can picture myself in situations where I would like go out with somebody or be in a position with somebody. I'm like, oh, they think I'm hot. They think I'm cute. I'm going to hang out with them. Oh, they're giving me a drink. Sure, I'm going to drink it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As to where, like, I'm old enough now to where, like, if I was in a weird situation now with anybody, I would not drink a drink that they handed me.
Yeah.
If I just got any kind of unclear feeling about them. And I think that's just something you learn with age. But if you're young and dumb and fucking wanting to get a little freaky with somebody, you're just uneducated. You don't know. You're just like, okay, cool, whatever I got to do. And it's not in the fact of you're like taking a drink from them because it's whatever I got to do. It's just like, oh, we're having fun together. You're just naive.
Okay,
would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think I could have been killed many times.
Yeah.
In my life, very easily. I could be killed very easily right now. You could kill me right now. Honestly.
Lucky for you, buddy.
Oh, wait. Guns don't make that noise. That's mostly knives. So his average, it's ranged from 14 to 36.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, maybe my advice, I'm only 27. I'm not 36. So maybe I could still be killed.
Yeah.
Maybe I would still take a drink from somebody who's trying to kill me. Everybody, please don't tell the Detroit prostitute killer that.
Yeah, don't tell the Brazil rainbow maniac that I love. And definitely don't tell the Long Island serial killer that I love Long Islands, because that would be death for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. They do. I have this weird feeling with Jeffrey Dahmer, and I don't know how to feel about it, because it might just be me thinking too. It might be me thinking too kindly, or how about a little more words and less teeth. I don't know how. Tell me. I'm gonna try to explain to you.
Okay.
How I feel about the situation, and tell me if I'm thinking stupidly or wrongly or dumbly or just really dumbly.
First, second to last, and last are probably likely.
Okay. So in the actual interviews with Jeffrey Dahmer, he says he knows it's messed up.
Right.
He's absolutely aware of how evil his actions are.
Right.
It's just something in him that makes him, he can't control it. It's like he just has to act on these feelings,
right,
to feel good, to get off, I guess you would say.
Well, to get any satisfaction at all. Yeah.
It's like he knows it's evil. He knows it's completely wrong, yet he does it anyway. So in my head, I feel absolutely awful for the victims. But I also, and this might be completely wrong, but sometimes feel if he is being truthful in those words, I feel bad for him also, because he is aware of how evil his brain is and what's the force that's pushing him to do this.
Okay. I'll give you a separate example of someone that does something even though they know it's bad, and you shouldn't feel bad for them. Someone stealing. It's like, it's just the show that makes you feel that way, because they're trying, it makes it more dramatized to, they're not trying to, I don't think in the show they're trying to make you feel like, they're trying to show connection, because that's what draws you to the show, is drawing connection to all of the characters.
Yeah.
So that's why you kind of felt that way. In my opinion, would you feel bad for someone who just stole everything you had? He knows it's bad. He knows it's wrong, but he just did it anyways.
That is
So that's the same thing. He's just killing people. Now his is slightly more, it's a little more complicated because
he's, just cutting their heads off and carving out their lungs and their chest particles. And
it's a little easier to just steal shit
Yeah.
You know, it's easier just to be a dirty
Especially
guy that
around
steals
me.
shit.
Because I just leave my truck unlocked sometimes.
Right. And so some people just do things, even though they know it's wrong, it's like, okay, well, so his temptation was some sort of arousal or satisfaction. He had that thing where he likes to see the shininess and feel the guts of people and
freak.
things. That's like literally a sexual thing that people have. And it even said in the show, like, you know, what's shiny, it actually has something to do with like a woman's vagina. It's like wetness, you know, like it's this pretty gross actually when you think about it. But, you know, you wouldn't feel bad for a guy. You wouldn't give a shit what you don't give a shit what a guy's temptation is to steal everything that you own just because he's like, well, my temptation is like, I'm poor.
I just got to steal all your shit. Give
Yeah.
me this shit.
Right.
Give me this shit.
Give me. So yeah, you shouldn't it's not dumb. Like that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what the show is kind of supposed to do. But then that's like what his struggle is. They're just trying to show you the connection of the struggle of everything. I don't feel bad for him at all.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a lot of things that I can relate to that. It's like, a dude should have got help from somebody and not just kept it all in and not told anybody.
Yeah.
There's multiple times in the show where he's about to tell his dad and then he just doesn't because his dad's like, I'd rather not.
Right.
Rather not talk about what's going on with you. I'd rather just feel comfortable myself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, that can be talked about with all types of issues, not just a serial killer or whatever. That's a very extreme case. And there's also very extreme cases with people dying that, you know, you should probably, listen to your friend if he's going to say he might try to kill himself or whatever. You should probably listen.
Absolutely.
More, right?
So with that, with you saying, he could have talked to somebody. I think in that time it was just different because it was a double whammy.
Right.
Because
now
his dad didn't want him to be gay. So that was like the first. I'm not saying his dad didn't want him to be gay. I'm sure
we can say that. That's
for that
most likely.
For that time, it would have been like frowned upon. So he had to talk to his dad about that. That's like first things first, maybe. Yeah. But then he's also got this obsession, this other underlying obsession with fucking guts and organs and blood and guts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a double whammy.
It's crazy. His main, I'm not going to give away anything in the show. Try not to, but basically his main draw to killing people is he's unable to let people, once he likes them, he doesn't want to let them go. Oh. And everyone feels that, like everyone in the whole world has like, oh man, I don't, like, you wake up with like the girl of your dreams and you're like, oh man, like I had such a great time last night. This was amazing. Or even less than that. Like you don't have to like sleep with them or whatever, but you know, you're hanging out with someone, you're like, wow, this guy's like a cool guy. He's like my buddy, you know? I don't want to like, and then he's like, oh man, I'll talk to you later. See you later. And you never see him again. You're like, man, like that could have been like one of my best friends. I have no idea. Yeah. Or girl, it's like, man, that girl was so awesome.
That could have been my wife.
That could have been my wife.
Dang on, she's over there with somebody else.
Auga. But everybody's felt that a little bit. It's like, man, I don't want you to go. And that's literally he is the extreme example of I don't want you to go. And he decides, you know what? I'm just going to keep you. Chop, 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 chop. And that's literally what his whole thing is.
Yeah.
Is that he doesn't want to let people go. So like in real life, he took a person's head that he killed, obviously, and he put it in a bag and he went to work with it and put it in his work locker and took him with him. So he wasn't alone because that's how alone he felt. Now,
oh my God.
I guess you could feel bad for a guy that feels alone, but you don't feel bad for a guy that kills somebody.
No. So like me saying all that stuff, like I was like, I kind of feel bad because he was kind of aware. He just couldn't control that. I feel like that's such a surface feeling for me.
Right.
Because like if he was,
it's disconnected. We're not connected to anything.
That's a connection between me listening to his interview, and it's like, okay, it's just me listening to Jeffrey Dahmer talk about how he knew all this.
Right.
Had I been in a situation where I was around, like whether Jeffrey Dahmer like killed one of my family members, it's completely different because you see how brutal it was.
Right.
Just brutal and hostile and vicious. That would make me go, oh, I kind of like it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like, damn, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Fuck him.
But that's what the show's meant to do. It's not meant. It's meant to. It's not meant to make you side with him at all.
It's meant to make some paper.
It's meant. Yeah, it's meant to make money, and the more connections that you can create with the audience, the more money it's going to make.
We're falling right into the Netflix's trap. We're here talking about Jeffrey Dahmer because of Netflix.
Thanks a lot, Netflix. Netflix is a joke, man.
Netflix is I forget who pays my Netflix subscription. I think it's you.
Really?
But for real.
Oh yeah, you have
Netflix is a joke.
Yeah. Netflix sucks, dude.
Yeah, thanks for buying it for me though.
Yeah.
I do love Trailer Park Boys.
Here's so a show I was watching, The Sandman. Remember when I was talking about watching The Sandman? I was watching that. I caught up to the first season of that. I watched that. It was really good. It's weird. It's a DC comic.
Is there only one Sandman season?
I believe so. I haven't watched anything else except for the end of the first season. So it might have come out since we've talked about this. I don't remember. I have no idea. Well, I don't not remember. I just don't know. But there is an episode in that which has serial killers. And the one nightmare that the Sandman had created back in, like, he creates all types of dream people and all this stuff. And there's a guy he is a nightmare himself. Like, he goes into people's dreams and is a nightmare. And he's a serial killer. And his eyes are little mouths. And that's why he wears shades. And his eyes are little teeth and mouths. And he eats he takes their eyes out and eats them with his eyes and goes, nom, 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 nom. But you don't see it. You don't know that until later in the season. So sorry if I ruined it for you. I apologize. But it's still cool. Still watch it.
That's a really creative villain.
But this guy, I can't remember what his name was. Can you Google that for me while I talk about it? The name of the serial killer in The Sandman. And there's a serial convention, and they invite him. It starts with a C, the name that he is. And he's like a very, very, very famous serial killer that all other serial killers think he's the best. And he takes their eyes, and everybody has their thing. Serial killers in Sandman. Nimrod? Not that one. The serial killer in the Sandman show. Do that, please. That should come up. His name is like it's like it's on the edge of my tongue, but I can't get it. But these serial killers invite him to the serial convention, which is a convention. What the fuck? No, not Siri. Oh my god. I guess you can't say cereal. But there's a serial convention, and what's his name? I don't know.
I really don't know
There's
what I'm looking for.
Squatter Bloat.
Do you remember that?
The Corinthian. That's him.
Okay.
So he is the Corinthian. We may have to edit that. We might leave it all in. Sorry, guys. Sorry that we're so sporadic right now. But the Corinthian has eyeballs that are actually mouths, and he doesn't have any eyeballs. He can still see, but he eats.
I wonder what senses he uses to see. Probably feeling in touch and sense.
He probably just has
Scent,
emotions.
smell.
He just has sensitive feelings.
Probably could feel a gnat a mile away.
Oh, obviously, I can feel a gnat a mile away, honestly.
Honestly, this is the first podcast we've had in 3 podcasts that there wasn't a gnat flying around my face.
And I think it's just because...
Thank God.
I think it's the power of positive energy. We had negative
Proud to
energy.
be equal.
We had negative energy the past couple of podcasts, I think.
Proud to be equal.
And this is the one where we're talking about serial killers, and we love it.
Proud to be equal.
But there's a serial killer convention, and they just call it a serial convention, and they all like talk in code about they're like in like how our podcast convention was, and they go to different classes, and they're talking about okay, well, if you're gonna like get money from serial killing, and they like try to like they keep people captive before they kill them, and then they get the money from it, and they're talking about all this stuff, and it's all very low key, and it's like a really cool thing. And the Sandman in the end of that episode, he finds the Corinthian there, and he's like in the real world, and he kills him in front of everybody. Just goes and just makes him dust and kills him.
Turns him to sand.
And then he makes he made everyone that was a serial killer see, because he's a Sandman, he has all these powers, right? He has the power of dreams or whatever. And he made everyone, their dreams was like a serial killer's dream is like seeing themselves as like this powerful being, and how they get to be this powerful being is killing people and being in power. And he just took that away from them and showed them what they really were in the real world. And they all started walking out to their cars, like away from the convention, and started calling 911 on themselves and telling everybody what they did. And everyone's like killing themselves in the car, and just like you just hear and just like everyone's killing, all the serial killers kill themselves.
So, major spoiler alert at the end of this podcast.
I apologize, but it's awesome. It was like the coolest episode of the whole thing.
I will say, you saying that makes me want to watch this. Makes me want to watch The Sandman.
Yeah,
Proud to be equal.
It's not like the best show ever. It really isn't. But that episode is super fucking cool.
Sometimes,
and it's worth watching. No matter, I told you guys the end. I'm sorry about that. It's not the end of the series, but it's the end of that episode. But it's really, really cool. And it shows all different types of serial killers, and they get what's coming to them, and it makes you feel good. So after you watch Dahmer and you hate yourself,
yeah,
and you hate your guts, go watch this episode alone, even, and you will see like
you'll feel a little happy.
Yeah, you'll feel happier because they all killed themselves and they deserved it, and they just did it to themselves. They did it to themselves on their own will.
Honestly, I love it when people die who deserve it.
Yeah. Not even a joke. Yeah. I don't want anyone to die. Me personally. I don't want anyone to die. But if there was a person that I wanted to die,
it'd be somebody who deserved it.
It's someone who deserved it. And that spectrum is broad.
Yeah. Like somebody who rapes a cockatoo.
Or
they deserve to die.
Or actually eats pixie sticks at 30. Go to hell. Go to hell.
Honestly, like, or somebody who drops their baby over the zoo fence.
Ooh, yeah. R.I.P. Harambe. I don't see anybody knowing the kid's name. That's actually a hot take.
That's a parent's fault.
That is a hot take. Does anybody know the kid's name? No. Everybody just cared for the gorilla. And I'm not saying the kid deserved that. Obviously not. But maybe the mom did.
Zoinks. Do you have any announcements for the podcast, Poppy?
That is a hot take.
Yeah.
At the end of that, oh my gosh.
I know.
That might be pushing it.
Yeah.
But I'm staying with it.
Yeah. Hang there.
I'm staying there.
Hang there.
Also, anyone who gets too close to the cage to a polar bear and he gets kind of ripped up, you played yourself. You know what I mean?
Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Prey. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Prey Podcast. Check out our YouTube channel and let us know if you have any sponsorship ideas. Peace out, everybody. See you next week. Watch Jeffrey Dahmer.